Welcome back to the fourth practical, or in fact, the fifth experiment on laboratory work of fluid mechanics. That is the verification of modified Bernoulli's equation. So the content of this experiment, the aim and objectives as usual, the specifications of the setup, then procedure part, then actual experimentation through a lab video, observations taken, sample observations, then sample calculations, result and discussions, and conclusions. Objectives of this experiment is to demonstrate the variation of pressure along a converging divergent pipe section, which is considered. And secondly, to validate the modified Bernoulli's equation and theorem experimentally. Bernoulli's equation that in the theory part, we have discussed that Bernoulli's equation is obtained by integration of Euler's equation of motion. So if we integrate Euler's equation of motion, so the Euler's equation of motion is in differential form. So that is dabba p by rho plus g dabba z plus v into dabba v, that is equal to constant. If we integrate this equation, and during integration, if we consider the flow is incompressible, that is rho is equal to constant, so that we can take rho out of integration. So after integration, we get that is p by rho, that is integration of dabba p is p, integration of dabba z is z, and integration of v dabba p, that is v square by 2, that is equal to constant. So this is a form of Bernoulli's, one form of Bernoulli's equation. So if we divide both sides by g, so that is p by rho g plus z plus v square by 2g, that is equal to constant. Or instead of rho g, we can put gamma, that is p by gamma plus z plus v square by 2g, that is equal to constant. So this is the most generalized form of Bernoulli's equation. Its theory part that will be covered in unit number 4 during the Bernoulli's equation. So required theory we will discuss here only. That is, this is the most generalized form of the Bernoulli's equation. Or in other words, we can say if we apply this equation for the two sections of the pipe, or that is becomes P1 by gamma plus Z1 plus V1 square by 2H, that is equal to P2 by gamma plus Z2 plus V2 square by 2H. So this equation is called as a Bernoulli's equation, in which the various terms associated with Bernoulli's equation, that is P by gamma, because all these are the energy terms. So P by gamma is pressure energy per unit weight, or pressure head or static head. Z V square by 2H is kinetic energy per unit weight, or kinetic head or dynamic head. Or Z is equal to potential energy per unit weight, or potential head. So there are some combinations also commonly used, that is P by gamma plus Z, that is called as the piezometric head. Then the addition of all heads, that is called as the total head. And P plus rho V square by 2, because if we consider these two terms, that is P by gamma and V square by 2H. So, and if we multiply both sides by rho, so P plus this is gamma rho, gamma V square by 2G. So GG get cancelled, because instead of gamma, we can write rho G. So it becomes rho V square by 2. So this combined head is called as a stagnation head, or stagnation pressure or total pressure, because this is the pressure quantity. So this should be also a pressure. This is called as the dynamic pressure. So this is called as the static pressure. So addition of static pressure and dynamic pressure is called as a stagnation pressure, the total pressure. So these are some terms associated with Bernoulli's equations, and we are going to measure these terms. So based on this particular equation, the Bernoulli's equation states that for an ideal incompressible fluid flows through the closed conduit or along streamline, the total head remains constant. That is the Bernoulli's equation. Or the total energy remains constant, because these are the energies, energy terms, because when the fluid is flowing through a closed conduit or any section, then the energy remains constant. So as these terms possess the unit meter, so energy's unit is generally Newton meter. So if you divide Newton meter by Newton, then it becomes meter. So that's why these terms are called as energy per unit weight, because all the quantities we divide by uh, weight of the fluid. So this is the Bernoulli's equation in terms of per unit weight, and this is the Bernoulli's equation per unit volume. So as the Bernoulli's equation, if you see, there are some limitations of Bernoulli's equation because it mainly states that for an ideal incompressible irrotational flow through a closed conduit, the total energy or head remains constant along streamline. It is based on certain assumptions that fluid is ideal, fluid is steady, then flow is steady, flow is incompressible, then flow is irrotational. And uh, because the Bernoulli's equation doesn't take into account the losses encountered, and it is only applicable for ideal fluid, hence it is not applicable for real fluid. So all practical fluids are generally a real fluid which possess viscosity, and hence the Bernoulli's equation need to modify. So accordingly, the Bernoulli's equation for real fluid, it becomes because there are some losses encountered due to friction in case of real fluid. So that losses are, due to these losses, there is some energy loss. That means the total energy, this is nothing but the total energy at the inlet or at the beginning. And this is the total energy at the outlet. So these energies are not equal. So there is some reduction of energy, and that reduction is in terms of head, that is HL. So where HL is the head loss between two sections, which may be due to friction or may be due to change in velocity. So when the fluid is flowing through any closed conduit, that is from section 1 to 2, so we can apply this modified Bernoulli equation. So there are some losses encountered, and that losses is measured in terms of HL. So today's experiment, we have to verify this modified Bernoulli equation. So like this is a non-uniform cross section. There the losses, for example, here the losses are because of the friction as well as change in velocity. Because change in velocity, continuously velocity is increasing along this direction. So losses are also because of the change in velocity. So that the second aim of this experiment is we have to verify that if you measure the losses at the, if you measure the head at the inlet and outlet, so we have to prove there is always a difference in head between inlet and outlet. And that is the picture. So this is the experimental setup for the verification of modified Bernoulli's equation. So it mainly consists of this non-uniform pipe section, and at the pipe section, at the different sections of the pipe, the piezometers are fitted. So these piezometers measures the static head, or in fact the piezometric head, from because Z is same in all sections. So it measures the piezometric head at various sections. Or in this particular case, as the Z is same, it measures the static head. For that, the piezometers are installed. So you can see this is the cross section of the pipe. So the largest section at the inlet and outlet, and initially the area reduces. It reduces the lowest, and from this gradually area increases. So accordingly, as per the Bernoulli's equation, as the area reduces, velocity increases, so pressure decreases. So pressure decreases along this direction. The pressure is lowest at this particular section, and further as area increases, the pressure increases, velocity decreases, so pressure increases. So this is a variation of pressure along this particular non-uniform cross section, converging divergent section. So this way we can measure the piezometric head at various sections. Now, as in order to calculate the total head at various sections, we require the velocity at each section. So to get that velocity, that discharge is of this through this pipe is collected in a measuring tank. This is a measuring tank, and where the scale is provided. So where we can measure the time required to raise the particular level in the tank. So for example, 10 centimeter. So by measuring that level, we can measure the volume divided. So area known to us. So area into the rise in level that gives us volume. So that is divided by time, that gives us the discharge. So once we get discharge, then according to the continuity equation, so we can calculate the uh, velocities at respective sections. So the areas at each location, there are 11 locations. So areas, cross-sectional areas at each locations are given, and that's the distance from the inlet. But we require areas. So with the help of the discharge and these areas, we can calculate the velocities at respective sections. And consequently, we can calculate the velocity head, that is v square by twice g at each section. So this way we can calculate. So this is the setup where again that water is pumped into the two common headers are used to maintain the constant head at these balancing tanks. So this is the experimental setup. Now the experimental procedure is first start the pump and initiate the flow of water through the test sections, and regulate the flow to the inlet head tank. Adjust the regulating valves so to keep the head at the inlet tank constant. Then measure the height of water level in each piezometer and record it. Measure the discharge of water by measuring the rise in level for 10 centimeter in the collecting tank. So already, so in this way we can start. So this is the experimental setup, which mainly consists of, this is a non-uniform cross section, right? So transparent glass pipe. So various piezometers are fitted here. So this is the inlet balancing tank. And here, the pump. So initially, the piezometer. This is the process of air removal. So any air particles are present that needs to be removed to get the correct, or to remove the bubbles from the tubes. So this is the first section. So like that, this is the lowest section, and this is the 11th section. So this way the sections are there. So first section. So this is the level of water in first section. This is second section, the level of water in second section. So like that, you can measure the level of water. That is a piezometric head in each section. This is the lowest section. So where continuously reduces. So according to the cross sectional, it shows the level of liquid in each piezometer. We found a number of sections, so 11 sections. So the water is collected in this measuring tank. So if you release the water, so it is collected in measuring tank. You can measure the time required to raise the level by 10 centimeters. So there is no stopwatch. So this way you can carry out the measurements. So one particular flow rate, this is the observation table. So first of all, the area of the tank is known to us. It is 0.09 meters square. So H is the rise of water level in the tank, that is 0.1 meter. So for 10 centimeter rise, the time required to raise water level H, that is 25 seconds. So this information is required to calculate Q. So Q is equal to area of the tank multiplied by rise of water level divided by time. So it is 0.00036 meter per second. So this is the observation table. So these are the locations. There are 11 locations. And for each locations, for this particular flow, the piezometric heads are measured. So you can see the location 1. So area at respective locations you can see. So at location 1 and 11, the areas are almost identical. In fact, the cross-sectional area is same. So when we proceed from 1, the area gradually decreases. It is lowest at point number 6, and from 6 again it gradually increases. So according to the law of conservation of energy, that is Bernoulli's law is also the law of conservation of energy. It is, if one energy increases, other energy decreases. So here only two energies are involved, pressure energy and velocity energy. So obviously as the area increases, area decreases, pressure decreases. You can see from this piezometric head, these are the static pressures. So static pressure gradually decreases. So it is lowest at section 6, and from section 6 it gradually increases. So this is a trend of pressures. As the area decreases, pressure also decreases. And from it is lowest here. So the lowest pressure arises at point 6. And from 6 again area increases gradually. So the piezometric head also increases gradually. This is section 11. Then the from discharge and with the help of this cross-sectional area. So discharge divided by cross-sectional area, it gives us a velocity. So velocity at respective sections calculated. So again, you can see as the area increases, area decreases, velocity increases because pressure decreases. So pressure energy is converted into kinetic energy. You can realize here. So gradually velocity increases. It is maximum at section 6. And from 6 again, it gradually decreases because area decreases. Area increases, so velocity decreases. So these are the velocities at respective section that is obtained by formula V is equal to Q by A. Q is common in all sections. Only the area varies. So the area decreases, so Q increases. Area increases, Q decreases. Then the corresponding kinetic head is obtained by using this formula, that is V square by 2H. So these are the kinetic heads at respective sections. Similar trend is there for kinetic head as well. And the total head, that is the addition of piezometric head and the kinetic head, addition of these two. This column number 2 and 5. So these are the total head at respective sections. So you can see that the total head is continuously decreases irrespective of cross section, and the total difference, because if you take any two sections, there is a drop in energy. So continuously energy decreases along the direction of flow, because this is direct, because fluid is flowing from section 1 towards 11. So along the direction of flow, continuously there is a drop in energy. And the entire drop, that is from section 1 and 2, that is called as a overall head loss, H1 minus H11, that is 4.2. So this is observation table. So this observation, we can present it graphically also. So by taking energy per unit weight, or we can say the various heads in centimeters, and the location of piezometer, that is from 1 to 11. We can see that we have already observed in the piezometric, the piezometer also, that as the area decreases, the pressure decreases. So the line joining this particular blue lines, blue heads, that is called as a hydraulic gradient line. Hydraulic gradient. These dotted lines, these are nothing but the velocity heads. So you can realize here the velocity head is continuously increases because of decrease of the pressure heads. And the velocity head is maximum at the section 6 because at section 6 the area is lowest, so pressure is lowest and the velocity is highest. So pressure energy is converted into kinetic energy. And then again from 6 to 11, the pressure head increases and the kinetic head decreases. So this is law of conservation of energy. So if one energy decreases, other energy increases. The line joining this total head. This is a total head, that is piezometric head plus velocity head. That is a total head at respect to sections. So the line joining the total head, that is called as a total head line. So this is total head line for real fluid. And this fall in energy because the fluid flowing is a real fluid. If the ideal fluid flows through this particular section, then there is no fall of energy. So this much gap, that is actually the loss of energy from section to section. And this is the total head loss between section 11, section 1 and section 11. That is called as HA. So from this, we made a conclusion that Bernoulli's equation. So there is always energy loss along the direction of flow. Because this is the direction of flow. So there is always, and that loss is HA. So this loss is in this particular section is because of friction as well as because of change in velocity. Because every section, the velocity is different. So because of the change in velocity also, the loss is there. So the final conclusion of this experiment that the verification of modified Bernoulli's equation is carried out using this hydraulic bench. The pressure head at various sections is measured using piezometer. The velocities that is required for velocity head at various sections are calculated using continuity equation. The energy conservations at various sections are shown using graphical representations. That how energy is conserved, that is changing its form from pressure energy into kinetic energy, or kinetic energy into pressure energy. Then the total energy lines of ideal and real fluids are drawn to demonstrate the losses. And it is concluded that there is always energy loss along the direction of flow when the real fluid flows through the closed conduit. That's it from, and this is actually the statement of modified Bernoulli equation, that there is always energy loss along the direction of flow when the real fluid flows through the closed conduit. That's it from this particular session. Thank you very much.